Welcome, everybody, to Victory Circle Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Wilson. Today, we have Joel Felsenstein joining us from London. How you doing, Joel?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing great. Joel is an autistic musician, and he's found his passion in music to teach music to other autistic children. Joel has a phenomenal story, and I can't wait to hear this. Joel, what started your passion in music?
It started around roughly around when I was 2 years old. Um, Born into the 90s, but heavily listened to music from the 70s and 80s, um, and 60s, never 90s and later.
Okay, and who are your favorite groups from the 70s and 80s?
Zeppelin, Sabbath, Metallica, Deep Purple, Toto as well. I'm currently learning the groove to Toto's song Rosanna on the drums. I mean, it's Jeff Caro, not easy at all. Still a great groove to learn. And any of my students who want to learn it, I wouldn't teach it to them personally because it's extremely hard to be taught. Most of what I listen to now is mainstream pop and Michael Jackson.
So, when you were a kid, at what age did you start playing musical instruments?
I started at the age of 5. I started at the age of 5, and I started with the drums. My parents wanted me to play something quieter. They didn't, unfortunately, get their wish until a lot later when I started to take up guitar as well.
Okay. So did you have a music teacher or did you learn by yourself?
From the age of from the age of 2 to the age of 5, I self-taught, and then I started to have formal lessons.
Okay, so are your parents musicians too?
My mum did play the piano. My dad did play the trumpet, but they didn't stick to it. But they come from a teaching background. So I come from a long family of teachers.
You found your passion in teaching too.
Yeah, well, when you're forced into that lifestyle, you you don't have much else to go on.
Right, right. Okay. And what is your favorite instrument to play? Is that the drums or is it something else?
I like the guitar. I prefer it to the drum because the drums are more I feel you need to play with other musicians. The drums are not meant to be a solo instrument. It's a social instrument.
Yes. Who are your favorite guitar players?
My favorite guitar player is a Slash, the Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist. I can never pronounce his surname, but I believe it's pronounced. I'm going to try it. I apologize if I butcher his name.
No, don't worry.
John Frusciante, I think his name is.
Okay. And do you have any favorite drummers?
I have one. I have several. I have several favorite drummers. Starting with Cozy Powell, Jeff Porcaro, my recent LinkedIn connection, and the drummer of Poison, Ricky Rocket, John Bonham, of course, and Ringo Starr, and a few more, but I'm not going to list them all.
Okay. Have you met any of your heroes?
No, I haven't yet met them. I would like to, but when you're an A-list celebrity, you don't make it easy on anyone to meet.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing. But on LinkedIn, it makes it a little bit easier to get in touch with those guys.
It does if they are on LinkedIn. I mean, Ricky does YouTube as well as I don't know what else. It's like he does YouTubing, Jiu-Jitsu, I think he's also in, but he's not only a drummer, but he's one that I know that had LinkedIn.
And you're passionate about recording your own music too, right?
Yeah, I got that. I get that largely from my sister, who's released a few songs um on Spotify. Not her day job. You can't make any money from that anymore. Um, you would have needed to have done it 60s, 50s to really make money nowadays. I mean, the internet has helped, and it's also not helped.
Yeah, what do you think about the music industry right now?
I think it's now become all about the money. Well, it's always been all about the money, but it's become more about the money than the artist. It's always been that way, but it's gotten worse, if that's even possible.
So how do you make money right now as an artist? You know, and record your own music and get paid for it.
It's difficult. It's difficult because you've got the streaming companies. I will not mention names. I don't want to call them out. Um, who take about 99% of your own profit and then give you, well, almost nothing. So the best way to now do it is not through record labels anymore. It's now recording yourself in your you can do in your bedroom. And if you haven't got any good mic, you can do it through your computer and stuff and upload it and hope for the best. But do not throw away the day job because you don't make money in this anymore.
So you know, you have great equipment, Joel. How do you get your equipment?
This was actually crowdfunding, but the drum kit, which I is not up here, is downstairs. I bought years of saving up, and then part exchange. So yeah, the equipment doesn't come easy. It also comes at a price. It will always come at a price. Everything comes at a price. You get what you pay for.
Yeah,
You
that's
do
true.
get what you pay for.
Yes, absolutely. So are you sponsored by any companies?
Only the one behind me, and this and the drumstick subsidiary of theirs, and a little company in California called Snareweight who make drum dampeners, and they're these little things that go like this, like moon gel, which goes on the drums to make them less zingy.
Yeah, Zildjian is one of the best companies.
It is before the split, Zildjian and Sabian, that was split by a family feud,
Oh, was it?
as most things are. Yeah, a family feud.
Wow.
Yeah, YouTube. There is a documentary on that.
So, Joel, why are you so passionate about teaching music to other autistic kids?
Because music, I found, besides being incredibly helpful as to into my life and relieving the boredom, um, I found it's also a universal language. And if someone is playing music, regardless of whether you love it or hate it, your feet and body will do complete opposite of what your mind is doing. If we get people to communicate through music, then that will bridge the gap between the neurodiverse and the neurotypicals, i.e., autistics and normal people. And I hate the word normal, but there is no other way of putting it.
So, how many students are you teaching right now?
I've currently got 8 students, three of which are autistic. And before the pandemic, I had one or two, so it's grown by 50%.
Okay, that's interesting. And are you teaching all of your students face to face, or do you have any students that you teach online as well?
Well, the new one that I just got, he's just gone off to university, so we might end up moving his lessons online if his drums are allowed up there. But all of them are face to face.
And how do you get your students?
Normally, so far it's been word of mouth referrals. But obviously, with my company, with that, I hope it wouldn't be referrals by word of mouth. It would be reputation.
You want to help other autistic kids in other ways too, as well, right?
Yeah, but also through the creative channels, Jason. So creativity and autism go together. Whichever scientist answers that, they have a different view on how it goes together. The irony here is that the creative industries are not. They don't readily accept autistic people into their ranks. No one, if they're interviewed, autistic people have to mask themselves and mask their autism to get the job. Otherwise, the paper ends up in the trash. 22% of autistic people over here, at least, are employed. Only 22.
So, what are your plans to help people get jobs?
To educate everyone. The only difference is with an autistic person and any human being on the planet is we are programmed differently, like a computer, like a PlayStation, like an Xbox. They all do the same bloody thing by the end of the day, but they have different insights. The quicker the world realizes that, the judgment will disappear. Well, that's a theory anyway. It's just a matter of realizing that we're all unique and we're not the same. We're not robots, and we're all different. If we're all different, then why would we be judging people? And the reason would be society tells us to.
That's a good point. Anything that I can do to help get this message out, I'm going to do. Is there any other way that people can help to get this message out as well?
Well, Jason, we have got we have set up um we've set up our Patreon crowdfunding. The other two platforms haven't yet been fully set up yet. We are doing a live event on the 29th at 8 p.m. UK time. So I don't know what that is over the States. You have about 6 different time zones for one country, and we only have one. I mean, it's a country. It's not a um. It's not a series of countries. It's one country, but you have 6 time zones. Okay, fine. And we would love everyone to come along and meet the team. We've got 3 from the team in the UK, 2 from America, one from each of the coasts. With one of the tiers that I'm very excited about, we have access to people like Steve Sims, Blaine Bartlett, even the guy out of the Delivery Plan, Ben Wyman, to have access to if they want. If they pay for that tier, we can get access to these people to come in once a month and do some coaching and Ben's case jamming and connecting with people. So we for that would be that's the higher tier of the Patreon, but we will be getting into this more on the 29th.
Oh, that's great. So you're going to do an event every month? Is that what you have planned?
Well, for the Patreon people, yes. For the higher tier, they will be have access to the people event every month, because if you're paying 50 grand a month, we would want that. Um, so yeah, once a month, if for the 50 grand tier, which we've named Rockstar, every single tier of us is musical. So for that tier, you will get access to these high performing thought leaders, and and hopefully learn some more stuff as well.
That's phenomenal, man. So, how can people have access to this event?
It's Rockstar X Unmasked. Meet the team behind the brand. That will be meeting that you'll be meeting the directors, and I want to also say that on certain tiers on the Patreon, I believe that's there we go, the $567 a month, plus VAT. We don't have any control over the VAT. That's Patreon's doing. That will give you access to Discord. So not only are you getting, if you go for the full Monty, the full whack, you will be getting the access to the people I mentioned, some of them, but you'll also be getting access to us 24/7 on Discord.
Okay, great. Great. So that starts on the 29th this month.
29th this month is when the event is happening, yeah.
Okay. Are you advertising this on LinkedIn as well?
LinkedIn, it'll be, yeah, I'm advertising on LinkedIn. I'm using my LinkedIn cover photo as my cover banner, sorry, as a source for advertising. And I'm also advertising on the Rockstar page. The it will be going out to YouTube. It will going out to Facebook as well, for all those people who don't have LinkedIn and have no idea what it is. It'll be going out to all the other platforms as well, live.
Okay, great. So you have Facebook and Instagram too?
We do have Facebook and Instagram. Admittedly, we're not using the Instagram much at the moment. Shameful, I know.
So you're mainly on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shameful, I know.
No worries. Thank you so much for being on the show. We will make sure that we post the name of the website.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you for watching Victory Circle Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.